A single strand of hair, less than 1/10 of a millimeter in diameter, has convicted murderers and exonerated the innocent. Left behind unknowingly, it survives fire, decomposition, and time itself. In today's episode, we examine why hair remains one of the most enduring and revealing forms of trace evidence in medical legal investigation. Welcome back to Forensic Expert Alliance of Bangladesh. In our ongoing Trace Evidence series, we have discussed Locard's exchange principle and its foundational role in linking suspects to crime scenes. Today we turn to one of the most commonly encountered yet frequently underappreciated forms of trace evidence: human hair. Hair is shed naturally, an average of 50 to 100 strands per day from the scalp alone. This constant shedding means that wherever physical contact occurs, hair transfer is likely. Understanding its medical legal value requires understanding both its biological structure and its evidentiary limitations. Hair evidence serves several critical functions in criminal investigation. It can establish physical contact between a suspect and a victim or between an individual in a specific location. It can corroborate or contradict witness statements. In cases involving assault, strangulation, or sexual offenses, hair recovered from a victim's body, clothing, or the crime scene can provide a crucial link. Unlike many other forms of trace evidence, hair is remarkably resistant to environmental degradation. It withstands decomposition and, in many cases, exposure to fire, chemicals, and prolonged burial. This durability makes it valuable even in cases where the body has been recovered after significant time has elapsed. To understand what hair evidence can reveal, we must first understand its structure. Human hair consists of 3 primary layers: the cuticle, the outermost protective layer composed of overlapping scales; the cortex, which contains pigment granules and provides the bulk of the hair shaft; and the medulla, the innermost core, which may be continuous, fragmented, or absent depending on the individual. Each of these layers carries forensic significance. The cuticle scale pattern can assist in species identification, distinguishing human hair from animal hair. The cortex, with its pigment distribution and density, contributes to individualization. The medulla structure varies between individuals and can assist in comparative analysis. Hair also grows in 3 distinct phases: anagen, the active growth phase; catagen, a transitional phase; and telogen, the resting phase before shedding. The phase in which a hair was shed can provide information about whether it was forcibly removed or shed naturally, which carries significant investigative weight. Forensic examination of hair can yield several categories of information. First, species origin. Microscopic examination can generally distinguish human hair from animal hair based on cuticle and medullary patterns. Second, body area of origin. Scalp, pubic, facial, and body hair each possess distinguishing morphological characteristics. Third, and most significant for medical legal purposes, is the potential for DNA analysis. If the hair root is present, particularly in the anagen phase, nuclear DNA may be extracted, allowing for individualization comparable to other biological evidence types. Even hair shafts lacking a root can undergo mitochondrial DNA analysis, which, while not individualizing to the same degree as nuclear DNA, can still narrow identification along maternal lineage. Additionally, hair can reveal information about drug use, environmental toxin exposure, and in some cases, general physiological characteristics through toxicological analysis of the hair shaft. Proper collection is essential to preserving evidentiary value. Investigators must document the exact location and context of hair recovery before collection, using photography and detailed notation. Hair should be collected using clean forceps, never bare hands, to prevent contamination. Each hair sample must be packaged separately in paper, not plastic, as plastic packaging can trap moisture and promote degradation or mold growth. Proper labeling with case number, date, location, and collector identification is mandatory. Chain of custody documentation must be maintained without interruption from the moment of collection through laboratory analysis and courtroom presentation. Reference samples from known individuals, typically 50 or more hairs from different scalp regions, are also required for meaningful comparison during laboratory analysis. 2 primary analytical approaches exist in hair examination. Microscopic comparison examines physical characteristics such as color, diameter, medullary pattern, and cuticle structure under comparison microscopy. While useful for excluding suspects or narrowing investigative focus, microscopic comparison alone cannot provide individualization to the exclusion of all other possible sources. DNA analysis, by contrast, offers a significantly higher degree of certainty. Nuclear DNA analysis from hair roots, when available, provides individualizing power comparable to other biological evidence types. Mitochondrial DNA analysis, applicable even to hair shafts without roots, cannot individualize to a single person but can exclude suspects and narrow the pool of possible contributors along maternal lineage. The combination of microscopic screening followed by DNA confirmation represents the current standard of practice in forensic hair analysis. It is essential for medical legal professionals to understand the limitations of hair evidence. Microscopic hair comparison, historically relied on in many jurisdictions worldwide, has faced increased scrutiny in courts due to past cases of misapplication and overstated certainty. Hair evidence should therefore be presented with appropriate qualification regarding its individualizing power, particularly when DNA analysis is unavailable or inconclusive. Furthermore, the mere presence of hair at a scene does not establish timing of transfer or direct involvement in a crime. Secondary transfer, where hair is moved from one surface to another without direct contact between the original source and the final location, remains a recognized possibility that must be considered during interpretation. For these reasons, hair evidence is most powerful when considered alongside other forensic and circumstantial evidence, rather than in isolation. Hair evidence occupies a unique position in forensic science, abundant, durable, and rich with potential information, yet requiring careful, methodical analysis to avoid misinterpretation. For medical legal professionals, understanding both its capabilities and its constraints is essential to accurate case interpretation and sound courtroom testimony. In our next episode, we continue this trace evidence series with an examination of fiber evidence and its role in reconstructing crime scene events. This has been Forensic Expert Alliance of Bangladesh. Thank you for joining us.